welcome back to my channel, Some Inspirations for You. Well, I've just come back from a date weekend with my hubby, and the location of our date weekend was somewhere probably not where people would think to go. Gloucester. Gloucester is about 50 miles away from where we live, so it's not that far to go. And I can't really ever remember going to Gloucester, if I'm honest, even though it's so close. So we thought we'd go out for a weekend and just have a look and see what was there. And I've kept some memories of it to show you what we did and whether it's worth going for a visit yourselves. Now I have to say, I wasn't really sure what was in Gloucester, so we did a little bit of research before we went. And there was two areas of Gloucester that we particularly wanted to go and see. The first is the docks, and you'll see here some photographs. lots of shops and bars and restaurants, so if you want an evening out, it's perfect. If you want to go and spend some money, there's lots of outlet stores here as well for you, so it's really worth a visit. There's still a few warehouses they haven't yet actually finished, which you'll probably see a photograph here of that as well. But it's still very pretty. In the summer, I'm sure it's sort of a hive activity. As I say, it was very windy, very cold yesterday when we were there, but it's still worth a trip. A short walk away from the quays is the cathedral. Now, when I say cathedral, it is absolutely stunning. The cathedral itself was the film setting for Harry Potter, and if I can just show you some photographs now. Okay, do you know where that's taken from? I kept expecting Dumbledore or somebody to come out of the walls, or Harry Potter with his hidden cape walking along those corridors. I found the cathedral absolutely fascinating. So here's some more photographs of the cathedral itself. what you think. So, you know, I have to say, Gloucester isn't the place I would say you want to stay for a couple of days. It is a go-to place if you're passing through. And if you're going to Cheltenham, and I'm sorry Lola's come to see me because she's missed me overnight. If you're going to Cheltenham, then certainly do a detour via Gloucester because it is worth a trip. Now, as for where to stay in Gloucester, when I looked, I struggled to find anywhere that I really liked, actually in Gloucester itself, because the plan was that we would stay near the docks and then we'd have a night out in the docks. That didn't happen because we couldn't find anywhere. There is a hotel actually in the centre of Gloucester which I really like the look of, and it's very, very traditional, very old worldy, called the New Inn, and here's some photographs from outside of it. That was lovely, that actually looked really nice. The reason we didn't stay there is it doesn't have any car parking, and actually when we saw the location of it, it is very central, so we could have walked to docks in 5 minutes, it wasn't a problem. But it was the car parking issue for us. We didn't want to leave the car sort of miles away from where we were staying. So we ended up in a hotel called Hatton Court, which was about a 10-minute drive out of Gloucester. And I have to say, it was absolutely beautiful. Here's some photos. So as you can see, it had beautiful views over Gloucester. The hotel room itself was lovely. We did upgrade to the junior suite. I was a bit disappointed, I have to say, from that, but that's probably my own perception. I thought with the suite we'd get a sofa and a little coffee table, but we didn't. We just got a little chair, and then obviously it got the work area sort of dressing table, but it was still lovely. If I actually had that room to sort of redo, I'd move the bed to the other wall, because the views from the windows were spectacular, and it would be nice if you sat in bed and you could look out over the sort of the countryside. So that would be my only criticism of them. So there's a note for you there, Hatton Court. Bed was so comfortable. I can't remember ever sleeping so well, ever. I slept for 9 hours and 45 minutes apparently, according to my Fitbit, and it was just, as soon as my head hit the pillow I was gone, and it was just so big and just comfy, and it was heavenly. And then you'll notice the spa bath, which was divine as well. It was just so nice. I think that was the reason actually I upgraded to the junior suite, was to get the spa bath, just to sit there with a glass of Prosecco, and the bubbles was so nice last night. And I have to say I did have a cheeky bath this morning as well, rather than a shower. I don't know if you noticed the shower. I'll just pop that photo back up of the bathroom actually. My husband's 6'2", and he would never have got under that shower. And again, that's probably something for the hotel to think about, is, you know, I'm not sure how practical that shower would have been. There was no shower curtain, and I get why, because it would have ruined the ambience of that bathroom, but you would have had water everywhere. But for us it was more the height of the shower head, but it doesn't matter, because we really enjoyed the spa bath, I have to say. We had dinner there last night in the restaurant. I have tried to take a picture of the menu, which I'll put on here, but it's not a great picture. Food was absolutely amazing. We had 3 courses, and service was impeccable. It was absolutely wonderful. I had salmon start, and then I had fish of the day for main, and then they did me a nice fruit salad with sorbet for dessert. So that was really, really enjoyable. And then this morning we had breakfast before we left. I have to say, we were getting a bit worried about breakfast this morning, because we got there about 5 to 8, and at 8:45 we still had not had our breakfast. So at first we weren't bothered, because we were chilled and relaxed, and then when I asked the waitress, because after 45-50 minutes we were thinking this isn't good service, but as it happened our chitty apparently fell off in the kitchen, so they'd missed it completely. But they were so apologetic. They were, that the manager came, the waitress came, and even when we were checking out, the waitress was in reception, she came and apologised again. So I have to say, if you want somewhere to stay for just the odd night, for a weekend away, Hatton Court Hotel was amazing. I'd certainly recommend it. We did pick up a brochure, I can just find it here. There we go. So, can you see that? Cannot fault the hotel at all. And then on the way home today, we called at a Gardens, which belongs to National Trust. So I'm just going to show you those now. So it was only a very quick stop off, but it's just something different. I'm sure it would look very, very beautiful in the summer. And it's awful when you actually read the story behind that garden, because it was found, and in 1960 they wanted to, because it was a bit derelict, it had been sort of run down since 1908 I think it was, and they wanted to knock it down and build housing on that land, and the council stepped in, bought it, and then handed it to National Trust in 1967. So that would have been a real waste if that had gone. So that was just a real little stop off on the way home. And tomorrow I'm excited because we're going to Stonehenge, and I will take some pictures and post them on here for you too. What was quite fun was yesterday we did over 17,000 steps, so from an exercise point of view we did really well. So you don't have to go to the gym to get fit either, just give yourself a little weekend away or a day trip. We could have gone to Gloucester in a day actually, it's just I was tired and I wanted a break. So you know, think about where you can go locally. 50 miles isn't that far to travel, and get to see new things and experience different places. So I hope you enjoyed that, just a whistle-stop tour of our date weekend. We try and do them as much as we can. We haven't done one for a long time, but it just gives us a chance to take a breath and spend time together, and we do enjoy our time together. So it takes you away from the mundane, you know, chores of the housework, just for a few hours to devote to your husband. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, some inspiration for you. Click notifications and you'll see my Stonehenge one when that comes up. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good weekend.